Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Book Look with me, Andy Smith, your host, professional artist in the comic book industry for 33 years. All right, guys, if you're new to a book look, I grab a book off my shelf, I go through it page by page, pop a link in the description below if it's still available. Alex Ross, Unseen, 2024 art book. This was debuted at San Diego this year from Alex, and I got it afterwards from Stuart Ying. But unfortunately, I believe I just saw on his website, it is sold out. I'll have to look. Like I said, if it's available, I'll post the link. From Alex Ross. This book is a follow-up to the previous 2022 art book that featured previously unseen projects, proposals, and concepts. Those ideas and artworks had limited ways to be seen before that book, but many of the finished designs and paintings were taken to fruition. In contrast, this book showcases designs that didn't get developed further. So that's what this book is. And I love stuff like this. I did not know there was one in 2020. I need to look for it. I have Alex's art book that DC put out. I have his art book Marvel put out. Alex, I think, does the best total realistic rendition of heroes, but they still look powerful and heroic. He's working from photos, he draws realistic, but all his heroes still look powerful and very heroic compared to other artists that try to draw realistically. The characters just look like ordinary dudes in suits that are in kind of good shape. This is something he did back in 1984. Alex was born in 1970, and so he's a year younger than me, so 14 years old when he did that. Very cool. Earth A was going to be a spinoff on Earth X. I'm not going to get into a lot of the reading, just the visuals. I love his redesign stuff. Captain Marvel. I like this take on it. I like the blue, but instead of the white, because I always think of red with him, I think this could have looked cool if it was done in red. So, but I still like that. These are other characters. He was going to do something called The Marvels way before the movie. It didn't go anywhere, but it would have starred Quasar, Nova, another type of cat. I think that's Captain Marvel's son, Miss Marvel, Star-Lord, all tied together with those great costume designs. Avengers Reborn, something else. One of the coolest things here is on this Captain America helmet. You can see the star kind of points back like that. I like the sleekness of it and stuff. The Future. So apparently these are Ben and Alicia's kids. They're twins. I wonder if they were born this way, because that would hurt. And, I mean, childbirth is painful enough. Or if it's a mutation that happened later. Don't know. Eternals released. Doing another Eternals thing would have been cool. But see, here's the thing. Like, Earth X was cool. And it would have been cooler if Alex actually did the art. No offense to John Paul Leon. His art's fantastic. Just like Project Superpowers, would have been nice to see him draw at least a couple specials or something, not just the covers. Speaking of Project Superpowers, he wanted to keep it going. Apparently it didn't go anywhere. He aged up the Black Terror through the timeline. I like the longer type hair and stuff. But look at this. Very realistic lookingly drawn proportions, but still very heroic. This would have been awesome. Devil and Dare. And he was going to do a cover and try and emulate John Romita Sr.'s work. So, I mean, look at this. I love this. You got the painting here of this dude looking at a comic book. Oh, so nice. He's so great at mimicking styles. The Lie is something that was left over from, let's see, Steve Ditko's. He was, shooting up he was shooting up. He was going to do something called Truth and Dare, or wanted to, and the lie was basically a villain. So that would have been cool. More stuff, Project Superpowers. And then he was just pitching different stuff. Like the original, I guess, black superhero was not really Black Panther. It was this dude from the Golden Age called Lion Man from 40s era. All you can read that comics. God, would have been so cool. But once again, he just would have done covers. Or it would have been cool if he did all the designs and I drew it. I'd love to work with Alex Ross. This is cool. Just trying to bring back the Dell heroes. Back, everybody was trying to do heroes. So Dell did Frankenstein, Dracula, Werewolf, this generic superheroes, and Nuclear. I own all 4 issues of Nuclear. Nuclear-powered superhero. Tell you what, the art in this one is probably the best. Check out on these following pages these redesigns he did of these characters. He was with Dracula. He was going for a Wolverine type look. He was trying to really go for like Dave Cockrum type looks. Freaking Frankenstein, the werewolf. I'm not a big fan of like this, where you see the essence of the wolf inside the silhouette. So Big Frank, Dr. Dracula. Oh, that is so cool. And then this one is a different design for the werewolf, which I think would have worked a lot better. And then to round it out more, he was really thinking like X-Men. Kratura, the female creature. Oh, dude. And then and then what do we got here? So we got Frankenstein. We've got Dracula, werewolf. Where was... oh yeah, Kratura, and then Dracula. Sidekick for Dracula. Fleta. Let's see. I'm just trying to see who these other ones. I read this actually last week. I don't know, but then he kind of did this cover. This is just cool for the werewolf. Once again, then he takes this dude, this Captain Marvel, who can basically disjoint himself, I guess, you know, pull body parts off. You look at that, I've seen that original comic, Goofy, and he turns it into this dude. What? Then there's Fat Man, the Human Flying Saucer. He was playing with a blob type version here. Well, the blob you've seen a couple ways. You've seen him kind of chunky like this, where he actually has more big over-the-top wrestler. But then he goes for this gargantuan, which is definitely more blob. He pulls them together with Tim Holt, the Ultramarine, and then that Captain Marvel dude. Seriously. His part of town when he was growing up, there was this host kind of like Elvira called the Svengoolie. That's what I meant to say. Svengoolie. I knew who this dude was, never really got into it. But you want to do a hero with that. Then he's talking about his love for Frankenstein. These were done, I don't know why he signed it Nelson. I never got that, even from reading this. But from reading this, obviously this is his artwork when he was 17. This was done on Scratchboard. And then this, I have seen this before online, a gray tone version of it. I mean, yes, Bernie Wrightson's is a gray tone version. You guys know what I mean. More with washes and stuff. This took him like 2 weeks. Oh, wow. And I never knew he recreated the Superman Muhammad Ali cover with Chris Reeves. Oh, man. So, initial sketch. This is Neil Adams' pose and stuff from the Neil cover. But then he redid it a little more dynamics with him. oh. And then I thought this was cool. I knew about this section. He does his own custom figures where, like most people that make custom figures, he takes some off of, takes other figures and molds heads, puts them on different bodies and so on and so forth. I really dig this Namor, which he used DC Direct 13-inch doll body. But he didn't say which one. Oh, wait. And then he's used... Namor's chest shape is from an augmentation we made when DC produced dolls based on Alex's versions of Superman and Batman. So, wow, just very cool right there. The Hulk, this isn't an action figure. It's based on a sculpture, different head. I mean, come on, that looks like the dude that played Captain Marvel on the TV show. Mr. Bostwick. That is just... cool. And here we get into Kirby experimentations. He's a big Jack Kirby fan. And he was like, what if Jack Kirby did Batman? And he goes through his thought process, the evolution of it. This is actually a Jack Kirby Batman drawing. Here, I believe it was done for animation. But then these are all Alex Ross. I love the mix of Kirby and Bruce Timm in this stuff. His version of the Joker, that is kind of horrific. Very cool, though. Two-Face, the Gun Mole, the Heavy, which he was thinking kind of like the Kingpin type. Clayface. So I just love, oh man, Alex is just so talented. Seeing him be able to do this, if you were like, Alex, I'd like to see you do like a Jim Lee type thing, I bet he could do it. Bat Lady. Now, this is from his mom. Alex's mom was an illustrator, if you didn't know. She did that. These are, of course, Alex. Great. Look at this. This just reminds me of a two-page spread from when Jack Kirby went back to Marvel and did Captain America. Whew. He always opened it with a big two-page spread. Just love that vibe. Love this. This is just great. And then he does a cover. Guys, look at that. I would try to get him to do a freaking whole book in this style. Man. And then he just goes through unpublished covers. Books were canceled sooner than they were supposed to be and such. Most of these for Dynamite. I would love to have done a Superpowers book with him. Doing the covers. I'd love to. When I did Red Sonja Claw, he did the cover for issue 1. And I was actually told that Alex liked what I was doing and would actually enjoy painting something over me. So that's cool. Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. It's just another cover that was never done. Always liked that character. And then the bibliography. And that's it. So I will look, and if it's available, I will put it out there as a link. Not eBay, of course. You guys can search eBay. Thanks for joining me on this book look. Really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next week with another book look. Go check out KOR-DRATH, The Awakening. What is KOR-DRATH? Guys, if you like Conan, Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons, high testosterone fantasy stories with a badass barbarian and a very attractive sorceress going up against the evils of Vordum the Undying, the Necronite Lilith. You'll like KOR-DRATH. Go check it out. Link in the description below. And going to print this week is KOR-DRATH, The Christmas Miracle, 24-page children's book for early readers. A Christmas story. Guys, go check out the link. Go back it before you can't. And it will deliver in time for Christmas. Bye-bye, everybody. Like, subscribe, and share.